I personally, that would be me, have been rich and I've been poor. Now, the rich man has his Wall Street broker on speed dial. The poor man, on the other hand, can recognize on caller ID his meanest bill collector. There are similarities. Now, we wouldn't think that because we would think, money answers everything. But I would like you to start thinking about the word money instead of the word money, referring to this casciola. I would like you to start thinking about money in its perspective of what it really is. Money is mercy. Money is mercy. Money is an earthly form of mercy, where you are granted the ability to escape living in your own head because your physical needs are taken care of. Now, that's not what happens, though. Amazingly, the rich man and the poor man share the same thing in common. Actually, the top three things in common, if you don't mind me saying so. Every poor man worries, which leads to self-pity. And self-pity always ends in some form of deception. Now, we completely understand why the poor man would worry. He's got his bills and his family and his food and his lodging. But on the other hand, the rich man has the same problem. He worries not about the same things. He worries about whether he's going to get a good turn on the profit. He worries about whether his money is going to be held in regard. He worries about whether his family loves him just because of his money. A different set of worries, which also leads to some self-pity. Why do you think rich people drink so much and take drugs? And self-pity always leads to a form of deception, and many rich people end up cheating and lying their way to jail. Not many, but forgive that term, but certainly a contingency of these folks. So isn't it interesting that this thing of money has become so important, and the love of that money becomes literally the root of evil, maybe even all evil. But that's because whether you're rich or whether you're poor, the same process is set in motion. Worry, self-pity, deception. So you can understand this is something to be avoided. This is something you want to get away from. You want to get away from the fact that when finance is brought up, your first response is, well, I don't have much. I've heard extremely wealthy people when I was living in Nashville, Tennessee, in the music industry, multi-million-dollar people. Well, I got to be careful. Come on, what is the purpose of having all this moolah if you're not going to be able to stop worrying? Worrying is what sets in motion this thing of shutting the brain down. Once you worry, the worry takes over the entire flat. There's no roommates. Nobody's allowed in. Worry owns the property, and worry will not let you do anything else but worry. Therefore, your brain shuts down. And when your brain shuts down, the first thing that happens is you can't learn anymore. And when you can't learn anymore, you cease to be able to occupy your own human space and solve problems. So you either create more financial endeavors or you create deities that you pray to cover your needs because you're so freakishly worried about the situation. So if being wealthy makes you worry, and if being poor makes you worry, what is the point?